A young daughter from Northern Kentucky asking you to come out tomorrow and show your support for family and friends living with Alzheimer's disease. She is part of the team that has helped put together this year's Forget-Me-Not Gala. It's with the University of Cincinnati and the UC Neuroscience Institute. The gala raises money for memory disorder research, and this young woman's story one of character and courage when it comes to living with this disease. Hard to believe when you see the joy of the Steffen sisters with their dad at an ice bar in Sweden or on a sunny vacation in Key West, how quickly life can change. The sisters say they began to see these smiles fade as Dad became forgetful until finally.
But in our case, he actually fell really ill because he mixed up some of his medications.
The mix-up of medications eventually led to a full-blown diagnosis of a disease which slowly shuts down the part of the brain that controls the memory. Tara's dad, barely 50, his brain had young onset Alzheimer's.
I think it was the first time I saw fear in his eyes.
Tara sat down to share her journey with us with memory disorder specialist Dr. Rana Schatz. In Dr. Schatz's office is artwork. It was actually put together by a former patient with Alzheimer's. Dr. Schatz says the disease is setting in earlier, partly because of genetics and partly because many of us are
really in a lifestyle that our bodies and our brains weren't made to handle.
Dr. Schatz says a sedentary lifestyle tops the list of some of what is leading to this disease at an earlier onset, but so do a few other things.
We tend to be isolated. We can be social via electronics, but it doesn't really do it for the brain. And then we have the issue of a lot of, particularly after retirement, but getting into a routine and not necessarily exposing ourselves to new and different things.
Tara Steffen says a lot of time now focuses on caregivers and families.
But then we forget, like, how does that feel for somebody to know, like, that they don't know what's going to happen to them, that they don't know what they're missing or what they're forgetting.
Part of the reason, however, she wants to share her story is to give the rest of us hope and, more importantly, help. She wanted to reach out and let people know you're simply not alone with this disease.
But I really wanted young people to know, like, this is, it could happen to you, it could happen to your parents.
If it does, she says, we won't forget that every journey needs to be shared. She says they will always, as a family, remember the good times. And you can still attend the gala. It's tomorrow night, or you can attend other upcoming events to help support research on this disease. Tomorrow's event is at the Phoenix downtown. I'll be there to help MC it. Just a great group of giving people there. We have all the details at local12.com. You can click on the red Get It button.
I just think that's got to be one of the most hard, difficult things for families to go through because they're there and they're just
that young, and to watch it. They call it the long goodbye quite often because you watch it happen and you can't do anything about it. So good for them for raising money for research and changing the whole scope of memory disorders.